A few months ago I got 2 Victrix Guards to use for escorting my Ultramarines Chapter master. I like their stylish helmet, iconic shield, and one day I would like to recreate a display scene with something like the Magnus Calgar novel. Box is a standard JOYTOY packaging of normal size for this kind of figures. By itself, the guard has a standard intercessor armor with different eagle-like faceplate and a close-quarter combat loadout. The first thing to notice is that there are 2 capes, the classic Victrix cape with shoulder attachments and the standard red one that only stands under the backpack. As I just said, nothing much different from the standard intercessor armor, but the Victrix cape looks very cool. Then we have a shield in pieces. We need to look at this later. Let's see how the rest looks like in more detail. Okay, I don't know why, but the helmet reminds me of the EVA 01, but it is quite peculiar with this eagle pattern and suspicious eyes. Nice to have something different for a change. Looking at the armor, we have some nice dark shading applied, which is also cool, with highlights in some parts like the pockets on the back. Then we have the usual purity seals and gold decorations that are quite plain instead. It seems that JOYTOY continues its pattern of inconsistent painting across the parts, but overall it is better than average for these army builder figures. Being such an iconic feature of the Victrix Guards, let's look at these capes. The Victrix cape is quite wider, with nice shading in the recesses on the back, with white internal parts. It is made of soft plastic and it is quite resilient to deformation. It will rest on the armor pauldrons without any attachments, so the figure has free movement available. The other cape is pretty much the same, being only different in the shape. If you compare them side to side, they have similar look in both external and internal painting, so it is up to you to pick the one that you like for your Victrix Guard. Installing the cape is a no-brainer, being the same for many other Spacemarines figures. I want to try the cape first, since it is new for me. You wrap it around the back, plug the backpack to keep it in place, and then it will naturally fit on the rest of the armor. The gold studs on the sides do not perfectly stick to the armor, so they may look like they are hovering over the pauldrons in some poses, but this is very minor. Overall, the final look is what you will expect from a proper Victrix performing its duty to the chapter. Going back to the shield, I initially thought this to be a production issue, but even my second Victrix shield has a similar bug, so I guess it is a feature then. You simply clip it in place and it stays there. I did not even have to use any glue. There is a rotating handle on the back for better posing, and overall look is quite clean, with some brown shading but not much else, that is, no blue shading for example. It has a distinctively curved shape, but besides that, it is a good representation of the Victrix shield. Then we have the Gladius, which is a short power sword for piercing the enemies in close formation. While it is a cool figure, now that I think about it, I cannot unsee the Cheshire Cat from Alice in the Wonderland. But overall, the figure is simple, clean, properly made, and with very good articulations. Let's see it on the classic rotating stand for the next 90 seconds or so, and then we'll have a surprise. Victrix Guards use the improved 2.0 Intercessor's body with bigger hands and a taller figure. This makes old figures like the Blade Guard veterans look a bit short in comparison, but these poor guys know that they belong to an older generation. By the way, the new releases of the Blade Guards made them look like giants among their brethren instead. I guess JOYTOY has some issues with keeping the scale among its manufacturing process. I wanted to give the chapter master his guards, so here they are. I never had a chance to review Marnius Calgar, one of my earliest JOYTOY figures, so I think this is a good opportunity for showing him while he unleashes the gauntlets of Ultramar on the enemies of the Imperium. I will need to build a proper scene for them, but for now let's fill the ranks. Calgar is quite bulkier with his Gravis armor. It is one of the most iconic figures among JOYTOY releases, even if not as tall as it should have been. Still a great looking figure, a must-have for Ultramarine fans. I strongly recommend the Victrix Guards if you are an Ultramarines collector or if you want somebody to accompany your chapter master or Primarch. They are properly made and quite cheap compared to other releases, and they are often on sale on many stores. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, have a nice rest of the day, and do not forget to like and subscribe.